It's not easy being green when I think it might be nicer being red or yellow or gold or something much more colorful like that.
Oh, Kermie!
Hello, Piggy. How are you?
Ma's doing wonderful today. Do you want to know why?
Why is that, Piggy?
Because Oris is giving moi my very own watch with a diamond. Hint, hint.
Oh, good grief.
Watch it, frog.
Welcome to this hobby of ours. I am your host, D. I will show you what's on wrist in a moment. Somewhat frustratingly, this episode was meant to be a make-believe watches episode. What's a make-believe watch?
Make-believe watches, make-believe watches. It's not on your wrist, because it doesn't exist. It's only in your head, so Photoshop it instead. Make-believe watches.
But Oris scooped me, and boy, did they do it way better than I did. To be fair, my Miss Piggy voice, not my best voiceover work by a long shot. And wow, this watch release from them, right over there, they absolutely crushed it in pink. I don't have the Miss Piggy watch on hand, but we're going to look at the deck for it. This is an embargo release. And I want to say a big shout out of thanks, major thanks, to Josh and the team at Oris for entrusting me with this information so I could prepare this video for you. Had a good bit of fun playing with my dollies. But this episode, I conceived the make-believe watch version of what a Miss Piggy watch could be weeks ago, and I did the Photoshop work. Admittedly, it's not fancy. I just picked their salmon dial ProPilot X and swapped in Miss Piggy's face in the bottom, and I was going to mean it to attend my announcement and review of my Kermie watch, which I recently picked up. I've been chasing this watch for some time, got it on the pre-owned market, and wanted to do a funny tie-in with make-believe watches. But what better a tie-in than the actual Miss Piggy watch? Could you imagine if I had released a make-believe watches episode without even knowing that they had their Miss Piggy watch in the pipeline? That would have been hilarious. Not that it's not low-hanging fruit to do so, but it's a very interesting partnership for Oris with the Muppets, with Disney, and it makes one wonder what might be coming next, whether it's additional Muppets-based watches or expanding their relationship within that franchise. I've decided to save the review of my Kermie for another episode in lieu of talking about this amazingly great in pink release for my favorite pork chop, Miss Piggy. So without further ado, let's hit the deck and check it out. Miss Piggy's influence now spans more than half a century. She's a cultural icon with an unapologetic, I'm fabulous, this is happening, get on board or get out of the way attitude. She by and large gives no oinks. Her bold, stylish confidence belies any postmodern woman's insecurities. That paired with a comical sense of bossiness that could be tapered, to be fair. She does go after what she wants if anyone stands in the way. Boom. They're gonna get a slap. What do we have here, D? We have got an amazing diamond baguette on the dial, a smaller size in stainless steel, and a spy hole to see the rotor picture. A bit of pig stealth, if you will. And gosh, that okay. So that Miss Piggy's face is on the rotor itself, and you only get to see it whenever that rotor is spun around through the spy hole. So that's kind of interesting. Here it is next to my Kermie. Kermie is 39 millimeters on the left. And I did size this as best I could to represent the approximate sizing. Miss Piggy is on the right in 34 millimeter. And even though I'm not fully persuaded she's the perfect role model for our daughters, I will say this. They put a pig in a dress and she became the best version of herself, and that's all any of us could hope to achieve. Taking a look at the dims, 34 millimeters, so very much sized for a woman. We know that that lug to lug is very polite. It's shorter, so it's not going to wear larger in the same way that a Rolex Date Vintage would wear larger. So this is very much for the small wristed. Very polite at 11 millimeters. 17 millimeters, that's a little more of a common strap size in ladies' watches. I mean, I can't imagine not wearing it on the bracelet. The bracelet on these watches is epically good. 100 meters, sapphire. And very curiously, they switched it to stainless because the ProPilot X line is titanium. And I have an idea why. We're looking at 42 hours from the Oris powered 531. 101 grams is the weight. Now the thing is, unfortunately, a lot of the watch market is mistakenly under the impression that lightweight titanium watches equate to low quality, and it's simply not the case. Titanium is much more expensive and it's much harder to machine than stainless steel. But when you combine the fact that this is a lady's watch in a smaller size, it makes sense to do it in something a little more, a little heavier than titanium. Experientially, I wonder if that's a buying decision for women. I don't get to talk to a lot of women collectors about their thoughts on titanium, but I reckon that's why the Oris team chose to go with stainless. I mean, let's be honest. They've got an incredible engineering and metal science background. Oris, they can do all sorts of things. If they wanted this in titanium, it would be. So I think they rationalized, how's the market going to respond to such a lightweight watch when so much of the market, particularly the ladies' market, may have some preferences towards precious metal, which invariably is heavier. Cost coming in at $3,200, which is significantly less than how Kermi debuted at his price point. I think Kermi was north of 4.5, maybe even scratching at 5. I don't remember. But this has a baguette diamond on it, and it's in steel, so coming in a little more affordably at $3,200. And while I think Piggy can do just about anything she wants to in the world, I don't think she would have stuck around for that frog to commit. All right, let's kick it back to the shop. Bam! Congratulations to Josh and team for an excellent release, a remarkably well done colorway in pink, and the Tudor team really could stand to take some notes out of your playbook. I'll be very excited to see how it does on the market. I'm rooting for you to win. I'm just interested to see if the female watch buying market is going to embrace it. On the surface, it's epic, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous. I just wonder if the Miss Piggy connection resonates for them. We'll be excited to see it. Meanwhile, stay tuned for my official review of Kermi once I can get that into the pipeline. I just didn't get to put it all together due to the holidays and everything, and I'm just as pleased as punch to have Oris scoop me on the true Miss Piggy watch, and that they got it out there first. They scooped me. I'm such a nut. Hope that you enjoyed this embargo review. I want to say major thanks to Josh and team for entrusting me with it. It was a great pleasure to get some advance notice of a fairly cool watch, a bit of a wild card watch, and I dare say a watch of whimsy. All right, hope that you are on this wonderful, beautiful hobby of ours. You're doing well, that you're blessed. We will catch you in the next one. Peace. If you'd like to support the channel, head over to hobbyofhours.com. We've got artwork, coffee mugs, hats, t-shirts, and even a watch book. 1001 Watch Designs, Volume 1. Over 1,000 designs in here. Steampunk, super futuristic, kaleidoscope, even super real ones. Watches that you could probably put on your wrist today. It's a great way to support the channel. Thanks for coming along on the ride.